Hey there, tech enthusiasts. Welcome back to the Technology Pulse. I'm Rick from DALY, and this is DALY's Tech in 10, where we're going to break down the tech stories that matter to schools, government agencies, and anyone who's ever waited 3 minutes for a conference room projector to connect to Wi-Fi. 10 minutes, no jargon, just the stuff you need to know. This week, we've got a big one on the wireless front. Wi-Fi 7 is officially the default enterprise upgrade in 2026, and schools and universities are leading the charge. We're talking about faster speeds, lower latency, and a technology leap that's about to change what's possible in a classroom. Georgetown University just went all in with Cisco on a campus-wide Wi-Fi 7 build-out, and there are lessons in there for every school system and government campus in the region. Then we've got a RAMmageddon update. Spoiler, it's worse. A lot worse. Memory prices jumped another 90% just this past quarter. Apple raised MacBook prices. Bloomberg called it a crisis like no other. And Elon Musk said he might start making his own memory chips. And I'm not making that up. So grab your coffee, maybe a stress ball, and let's pulse into it.
Plug in, power up, the future's calling. Bytes and bits, we're going all in. With Rico on the mic, the knowledge is flowing. 10 minutes on the clock, let's get it going.
This is the in 10, breaking it down again and again. Your daily download straight from daily.com. Tech in 10, and 10, and 10.
All right, let's talk about something that is quietly reshaping every network in America, Wi-Fi 7. Now, I know Wi-Fi upgrades are not the sexiest topic. It's not like talking about AI robots or self-driving cars. But here's the thing. Wi-Fi is the plumbing of the modern education and government. And when the plumbing doesn't work, nothing else works either. See, Wi-Fi 7, technically IEEE 802.11be, if you want to sound smart at your next IT staff meeting, is now the default choice for enterprise wireless refreshes. We're not in early adopter territory anymore. Access point shipments are expected to hit almost 118 million units this year, up from 66 million last year. The Wi-Fi Alliance is forecasting 1.1 billion, that's billion with a B, total Wi-Fi 7 device shipments in 2026. And guess who's leading the adoption curve? Schools and public venues. Education and large public institutions are at the front of the line because they have the exact problems Wi-Fi 7 was built to solve. High-density environments, tons of devices, and a desperate need for reliable, low-latency connectivity. So what is it that makes Wi-Fi 7 different from Wi-Fi 6? The big headline is something called multi-link operation, or MLO. Sounds like a band from the 80s. Oh wait, that's ELO. Here's what that means in English. Your device can now connect to the access point on multiple frequency bands at the same time. Think of it like this. Wi-Fi 6 was a single-lane highway. It was a really fast one, but it was still only one lane. Wi-Fi 7 opens up to 3 lanes, the 2.4, 5, and 6 gigahertz bands, and your device can use them all simultaneously. More lanes, less traffic, fewer buffering circles of death. And it's not just about speed. The industry is shifting the conversation to latency consistency. We're talking about 95th and 99th percentile latency guarantees. That matters when you've got 30 kids in a classroom all streaming an interactive lesson at the same time, or when a government call center needs a rock-solid VoIP, or when a hospital needs real-time diagnostic imaging to load without hiccups. So Georgetown University made headlines by partnering with Cisco to deploy Wi-Fi 7 across their entire campus. Cisco's building AI-native network management tools that automatically optimize performance, prevent congestion, and provide real-time analytics. The network basically tunes itself. And for a campus environment where you've got students, faculty, researchers, and visitors all competing for bandwidth, that's not a luxury, that's survival. By the way, fun fact, Wi-Fi 8 products might hit the consumer market as early as this summer. See, Broadcom already launched a full ecosystem of Wi-Fi 8 chipsets. So we're talking about the next generation before we're even finished rolling out the current one. That's like buying a new car and finding out the next model year is already in the parking lot. Technology waits for no one. But here's what matters for your planning. Wi-Fi 7 is backward compatible. So if you're a school system still running Wi-Fi 5 or early Wi-Fi 6 access points, you don't have to wait for every student device to support Wi-Fi 7 before you upgrade your infrastructure. You upgrade now, and as newer devices rotate in through your one-to-one programs, through natural refresh cycles, they automatically take advantage of the better network. It's like paving a highway before the faster cars show up. When they arrive, the road's ready. Oh, and here's something to keep on your radar. Post-quantum security requirements are expected to start hitting government networks around 2027. The cryptographic keys we use today are potentially vulnerable to quantum computing. The transition starts with U.S. agencies and will likely expand from there. If you're planning a network refresh, building in security-forward infrastructure now saves you from doing it twice later. Okay, time for everyone's favorite recurring nightmare. The global memory chip shortage. If you listened to our last episode, you know we covered this pretty thoroughly. I told you that DRAM prices had surged about 170%. I told you PC prices were going up 15 to 20%. I told you this wasn't going away. Well, I was right, and I really wish I wasn't. Here's the latest. Counterpoint Research reports that memory prices surged another 90% in just Q1 of 2026 compared to Q4 of 2025. That's on top of the 172% rise we saw all through last year. Bloomberg just published a massive investigation, calling it a crisis like no other, and reporting that big tech companies are on pace to spend $650 billion on AI infrastructure this year. That's up 80% from last year's record. Every dollar of that is competing for the same memory chips your laptops need. And the ripple effects keep getting bigger. Apple just launched new MacBooks this month, the M5 Air and the M5 Pro, and they're $100 to $400 more expensive than the models they replace. Apple's CEO said the company is seeing memory pricing increase significantly. Gartner is now projecting that entry-level laptops under $500 could become financially unviable within 2 years. Think about that. A sub-$500 laptop, the bread and butter of K-12 device programs, might not exist soon. IDC is calling this a potentially permanent structural reallocation of global silicon capacity. That's a fancy way of saying the chip makers have decided that AI pays better than your laptop. Every wafer that goes to an AI accelerator is a wafer that doesn't go to your Chromebook. And smartphone shipments? Expected to drop 12% this year. That's the lowest volume in 13 years. Look, Google's DeepMind chief called memory a choke point for the entire industry. Elon Musk floated the idea of Tesla making its own memory chips. Now, whether that actually happens is anyone's guess, but the fact that even he's talking about it tells you how serious this has gotten. The next new fabrication plant to come online is Micron's facility in Idaho, and that's not going to be operational until 2027. So we're looking at least another 18 months. Of this wonderful scenario. For anyone in public sector procurement, the message hasn't changed. It's just gotten louder. If you have a device refresh, a server upgrade, or a hardware purchase on your roadmap, accelerate it. Locking in the pricing now is not being aggressive, it's being smart. All right, so here's where these two stories intersect, and this is the daily take for this episode. You've got a wireless infrastructure that needs upgrading. Wi-Fi 7 is ready, the devices are coming, and the longer you wait, the further behind your network falls. And you've got a device market where every month you delay is a month prices go up. These two things aren't separate line items. They're one conversation. They're your technology roadmap. But that's where DALY comes in. Look, we're not just selling you access points and laptops. We're helping you build a strategy. On the wireless side, we can help you assess your current infrastructure, design a Wi-Fi 7 rollout that prioritizes your highest density and highest impact areas first, and then build in the security and management layers you need for the long haul. We work with Cisco, HP, and other enterprise networking partners to make sure the solution fits your environment, not the other way around. And on the device side, look, we continue to work with our OEM partners every single day. That means we call and yell at them a lot. We're trying to secure pricing, we're trying to manage allocation, and we're trying to help you stretch your budget as far as it will go. If you've got SLED contracts, E-rate funding, or state purchasing agreements, hey, let's make sure you're maximizing those before the pricing window closes. And if you're looking to make those devices last even longer than the 3 to 5 years you were hoping they were going to last, we can help you with that too. Service, break fix, warranties, we've got it all for you. Just give us a call. Because the schools and agencies that come out of this in good shape won't be the ones who waited to see what happens. All right, that's it for DALY's Tech in 10 for this episode. We covered the Wi-Fi 7 tidal wave that's hitting campuses and public buildings around the country, and the RAMmageddon sequel that nobody wanted but everyone's dealing with. Look, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe to Technology Pulse wherever you get your podcasts. Share it with your network team, especially that one person who's been begging for a wireless upgrade for 3 years. Consider this their evidence, their ammo, their TED Talk, if you will. And if you're in Maryland or Virginia and need a technology partner who actually understands the public sector, the contracts, the funding cycles, the compliance requirements, the 17 layers of approval, DALY's your team. We've been doing this for decades and we're not slowing down. Special thanks to my producer, Sean Smith, for putting this all together and making it sound fantastic, even though I was the host. That's it for now. It's Rick from DALY reminding you, upgrade your Wi-Fi before your students do it for you. Buy your devices before the price goes up again, and never, ever let anyone touch the conference room remote over the weekend. That last one's from more personal experience than anything. Until next time, stay connected, stay strategic, and keep pulsing.
This is the